Hey guys, it's Girl Got Game. Welcome to Hakuoki Edo Blossoms. What an intro that was! I was just there with my eyes wide and my mouth open going, they're all so pretty! Ah! Oh my goodness. Did I spy? Look, everyone's beautiful. I'm probably a terrible person, but the only person the person I freaked out the most about was Miki. Did he get his haircut? Was that a Miki boy with his haircut? I mean, okay, look, Heisuke got a haircut too, Takada's got a new like, a lot of them have new hairdos. Did it make them up boy Miki get his haircut? Aw, man. Too excited. Oh, this is gonna be, they're all so beautiful. I can't wait. All right, well, let's start. We're getting into this. Yes, Chizuru, Yukimura, that's who you are. How do I just confirm? There we go. Yep, Chizuru, because I couldn't figure it out the first time. Love the new outfit, girl. Actually, you know what? Let me just look at you. That's very, very nice. Alright, we're starting off with Souji. Do I get to pick? I do get to pick. Isn't that nice? Just like seduce me. Alright, because you were our experimental boy, Mr. Souji, you are up first, Mr. Murder Puppy. Souji Okita's story is about to begin. Proceed? Heck yeah. Let's do it. Ah, look how pretty he is! Yes, good, good. Also, I did take a sneak peek at the gallery. There's way more pictures in this game, so I'm excited. Prologue. Oh yeah, this is where we ended the last game. I was hoping they would do like a little recap. Last time on Hakuoki. This happened. I may have to adjust sound a little bit. I'm not sure how loud this is gonna be. Oh, you're up there, huh? Interesting. I think the sound's okay. I may adjust later. Right now it sounds okay. Winter 1864. In order to find my father with whom I'd lost contact, I, Chizuru Yukimura, visited Kyoto. In that city, I bore witness to a horrifying secret hidden within a group called the Shinsengumi. The Fury, a creature with white hair and crimson eyes. Luckily, I was saved from the vicious clutches of the Furies by Okita of the Shinsengumi. I mean, Hajime may have helped too. Because I had discovered the Shinsengumi secrets, it was proposed that I live with the Shinsengumi men since they were also searching for my father. As such, I was to serve under Hijikata as the commander's page, a role I performed proudly. So, thus began my life with the Shinsengumi. I'd heard rumors, well, whispers really, that the Shinsengumi were little more than a bunch of crooked ronin, but my life with them proved otherwise. Their commitment to protect the safety of Kyoto made them the last of a dying breed. True samurai. Okita had a penchant for aloofness, and it was difficult to get a good read on him at first glance, but his swordsmanship was unparalleled, which honored him with the distinction of being the Shinsengumi's captain of the 1st Division. A while ago, I had discovered Okita's secret. He contracted a case of tuberculosis. Day by day, his condition would worsen, soon becoming so unbearable that he could barely rise from his futon. This is a really nice recap. I appreciate this. In a desperate measure to regain his strength and wield his sword once more, he drank the water of life to become a fury. At the time, the fate of the shogunate was threatened by the Satsuma Choshu, which later culminated in an inevitable battle for control of the nation. Our chief at the time, Kondo, had an attempted assassination performed on his life, which were to demoralize our forces in one of our darkest hours. I'm not gonna lie, the way that line is worded, our chief at the time, Kondo. Please tell me Kondo just got promoted and didn't die. I'm not ready. Behind all of this was Kaoru Nagamo, a person who I later realized was my long-lost twin. Okita's loyalty to Kondo bloomed into a thirst for revenge for Kaoru's actions. When it came time for the two to battle, Kaoru shot Okita with a silver bullet. Unfortunately, the battle ended in favor of the Satsuma Choshu, and the Shinsengumi were driven from Kyoto. They set sail for Edo in hope of a new start. Yeah, he took all the bullets for you, and still fought off the Furies. It was amazing. Hey, we're back. Back on the ocean, like we do. Alright. Now the recap's done. Chapter 1. Our new place, I guess. Oh, this is gonna be so weird. New places, new faces. Maybe. Let's see. Achievement unlocked. 6th story, dude. Alright. Already starting with the achievements. Great. It had been over 4 years since I'd last set foot in Edo. Hearing the bustle of people passing by in a familiar dialect was a comfort in the chaos of my return. Honestly, I had barely any time to process what had happened in Kyoto, let alone give myself time to reacclimate to the city where I had been raised. Something else entirely had me preoccupied. Oh? Is your sleep schedule still messed up? I softly opened the sliding door, careful so as to not wake up Okita, and I peeked inside to check on him. Alright, more terminologies. A sly, sardonic swordsman, who had once been considered the sword of the Shinsengumi. After drinking the water of life given to him by Kaoru Nagamo, he becomes a fury. And that's number 2. We didn't even get number 1 for you yet. Because that's probably on Toshi's route, isn't it? We were staying in a hiding place that Dr. Matsumoto had arranged for us. Hiding place. Location where Souji Okita was recuperating for his tuberculosis. Dr. Ryojin Matsumoto had made arrangements for it and is located in Sendagaya. Alright. Dr. Matsumoto. Alright, well this layout's the same, at least. Doctor? Are you here? No, that's Really? Oh, I guess Matsumoto will be later. Matsumoto. There we go. That guy. A respected doctor who works as a close affiliate of the Tokugawa shogunates. He is cooperative with the Shinsengumi and is a colleague of Kodo Yukimura's. Unfortunately. For now, this was to be our temporary home. Already with the pictures? Wow. Well, there's a lot, so they gotta cram it in somewhere. Aw, he looks like an angel when he's asleep. He was still bedridden from his injuries. Moving proved to be difficult for him still, as he would wince at even the slightest provocation. Back in Kyoto, Okita risked his life by jumping in front of the path of a bullet speeding towards me. Many bullets. A normal human would have died then and there. Apparently there's terminology. Furies. A creature with heightened speed and strength and the ability to heal from almost any wound. Drinking the water of life will transform a human into a fury. One must stab a fury through the heart or remove its head in order to truly kill it. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was still alive. I was beyond relieved, of course, that he had lived, but there was something that still bothered me. Actually, I was so distracted by Miki that I completely forgot about how much vampire stuff we got going on in those picture preview things. Like, I'm like, whoa, we going hardcore vampire romance now, which I'm a-okay with. As most of you know, vampires are my jam, so I'm okay with it. Oh no. I looked at him, watching his face twist from the agonizing pain he must have been experiencing. Okita! Gently, I wiped sweat from his forehead. It hurt to see him in so much pain, but all I could do was wait and pray. I was curious about something, however. Although a bullet wound was nothing to scoff at, Okita was a fury. A wound of the severity should have, with his condition, healed a long time ago. Both Sanan and Heisuke seemed confused by this as well. Hey, there's that handsome devil. The Shinsengumi's colonel. After injuring his left arm during the Okita Inn incident, he drinks the water of life and becomes a Fury, and later goes on to lead the Fury Corps. And Heisuke. Alright. Heisuke. Are you number 2? Nope, that's Furies. Number 3 then for sure. There we go. Captain of the Shinsengumi's 8th Division. He survived the Eberona Koji incident by becoming a Fury and rejoined the Shinsengumi. The official record showed him as deceased. And he's got a haircut now. Aww. I held his soft, trembling fingers in my hands, clasping them tightly for comfort. Sometime later, his eyes slowly fluttered open. Oh. He blinked sleepily and his gaze drifted over to meet mine. Eventually, his eyes gleamed and he nodded. Suddenly, I felt self-conscious and my palms became a little clammy as I shifted my line of sight. How are you feeling, Okita? I tried to keep my voice cheerful. Better than yesterday, I think. Are you sure? You aren't just saying that? Man, are you really gonna give me grief over this right now? Wasn't your dad a doctor? Can't you see for yourself if I'm fine or not? I'm sorry. It's not that I don't trust you or anything, Okita. He had a point. Compared to last night, Okita seemed to be improving in his condition, and even speaking seemed to inflict less of a strain on him. I could appreciate this much, at least. Has the sun set yet? Yes, it has. Do you want to get up? Yeah. If I just sit on my ass in bed all day, I'm never going to get better. I helped steady him as he sat up, conscious of his wounds. He winced as one of them twinged, and then he turned to look at me. Hey, Chizuru. I have a question I want to ask you. Sure, what is it? Why is it that you're always here when I wake up? I had expected him to ask about how Kondo was doing, or about how any of the other Shinsengumi members were. She loves you, you dummy. Isumi Kondo, one of the founders of the Shinsengumi, an organization created to help keep the peace in Kyoto. He is originally from a province in Edo. Alright, and then... Oh, actually. What was the other thing? Shinsengumi. Couldn't remember. Shinsengumi. Let's guess it's a 5. Sanan. Really? It's gonna be 8? Do we have a lot of S's? We have a lot of S's. A military unit made up of Ronin, the purpose of which was to restore public order in Kyoto and counteract the local anti-shogunate forces. They were supported by the Aizu domain, and eventually they became treated as a shogunate vassal. However, his question blindsided me, and I found myself on the spot without anything to say. However, Okita seemed to take pleasure from my surprise, and he stared into my eyes like he does. Don't just stand there. Answer me. What the hell? Well, it's my duty. Pfft, come on. Do you not like it? Is it a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? Yay, we still got butterflies on moons! I'm glad. I didn't say it was. Were you that worried about me? Well, of course. I mean, the reason we're even having this conversation about your condition is because of me, Okita. Okita pursed his lips, looking off to the side in a fit of feigned indifference. Because I stuck my neck out for you, huh? So that's the only reason I have you around, to babysit me. What? I couldn't tell if I was imagining things or if he actually seemed off-put by my presence. However, I didn't have the time to think of a response. Well, I guess that's fine then. I just thought you might not be getting enough sleep because you're too busy taking care of me. That's not true. I'm resting well. Really? Of course. I mean, I was thinking of a convincing explanation when...
She's lying.
Hold up! Wait a minute! body just got tingly. Holy Yamazaki, you're alive in more than one route! I'm going to cry. I thought you died all the time. It'd been so long. I thought, oh my god, you're alive and you're not killed and you're here. Yamazaki! I am so happy to see you. Okay, already getting completely sidetracked. I'm fine.
She's been too busy caring for you to sleep. You think maybe you could tell her to lay off a little, Okita? She needs some rest.
You hear him. Go get some rest, Chizuru. Okita and Yamazaki had never gotten along. I can't believe you'd both gang up on me like this. Yeah, stop whining. Look, I know you can't stop thinking about me, but this whole doting all day and night thing is tiring. What? Can't stop thinking about you? Baka? This is a bitch fit. Okay, Souji, you have my attention again. That's a good one. So, stop throwing a bitch fit and go back to your room. It's too late for you to be up anyway.
I'll keep an eye on Okita. I want you to get some sleep, alright?
Of course I have been worried about how Okita was doing, but I didn't know that my behavior became a cause for concern for them too. I mean, if Yamazaki were the one actually suggesting that I take a breather. Number 2. A member of the Shinsengumi's Watch Division, which is the center of its covert operations. His sleuthing skills pair with his skill as a medic, which were honed under the guidance of Dr. Ryojin Matsumoto, and he's very much alive right now. I think I will rest a little bit then. Please call for me if anything happens. I was almost 2 steps out of the door when I got the sense something was off. Oh. Okita's eyes rolled up into his head and he collapsed to the floor unconscious. I'm guessing he needs some of that sweet blood? Okita? I immediately bolted to him, lowering myself to the ground to try and lift him up, but he moaned unintelligibly and his breathing was labored. Well, doctor? Yamazaki! Okita's...
Yukimura, take care of him. I'm going to go get Dr. Matsumoto.
Okay. No sooner had I nodded my head before Yamazaki dashed out of the room. Hang in there, Okita. The doctor will be here soon. All I could do was tuck him back under the covers and wait silently.
Doctor, how is Okita doing? Well, his wounds haven't reopened, at least. Don't worry. He got up, didn't he? The boy still doesn't have the energy for that. That's why he collapsed.
Oh, really? What a relief. I let out an uneasy sigh. Even if he was okay, I still regretted allowing Okita of even thinking about exerting himself. Not Souji. If only I realized he was fatigued. As I tossed these thoughts about in my mind, Yamazaki's brows furrowed.
Dr. Matsumoto, is there a reason you can think of as to why Okita's wounds haven't healed yet? He's a Fury now. Even if he were to suffer a wound from a bullet, the entry wound should have sealed itself up by now. I have my suspicions, but I'm going to warn you. It's all just speculation. Anything helps. Please, tell us what you think.
Dr. Matsumoto looked at the two of us, and he silently nodded before speaking up.
As I'm sure both of you know, attempting to injure a Fury with ordinary weapons is a difficult task.
Right. The spot where Okita had been shot was a small one. As long as he wasn't shot in the heart, it shouldn't have affected him as much as this had.
However, the fact that Okita is still in this condition leads me to believe that the bullet used to wound him was no ordinary bullet after all.
The bullet?
Ah, yes. I heard the bullet they extracted from him contained elements of silver.
A precious metal that acts as a poison to Furies. Somehow it counteracts their regenerative abilities, thus making them vulnerable to normal weaponry. Silver? Why would they use such a valuable metal?
That confirms it, then. It appears the Furies do have a weakness.
So what does that mean for Okita? Dr. Matsumoto turned to face the door of Okita's room.
Luckily, it does not seem to be life-threatening. We're just going to have to hope he'll be okay.
What?
I want to help him, trust me. However, there's only so much I can do for him. He's not human anymore. If anyone were to know anything, it would be Kodo.
A Dutch-educated doctor in service to the shogunate and the father of the protagonist. He has been missing since shortly after his arrival in Kyoto. He was experimenting on the Shinsengumi. He is rumored to be in the western part of Japan. Right. Of course! My father had been doing Fury research.
What's the matter, Yukimura?
Maybe... There may be some information about the Furies in the house where I grew up. I mean, my father did his Fury research here under orders of the shogunate, right? A reference to the Tokugawa shogunate, an organized system of government centered around a feudal lord controlled under the fierce jurisdiction of his army.
He certainly might have. It's just on the edge of Edo, if I recall correctly.
Maybe I'll find something useful. Alright, I'll head over there tomorrow. Yamazaki's like, do you need help with that? I turned to look at Yamazaki. My time in Kyoto was often under the close watch and control of the Shinsengumi. But this had to do with Okita's health. Neither Yamazaki nor Hijikata could possibly reject my initiative to help him, could they? That guy. The commander of the Shinsengumi, a longtime friend of Isumi Kondo's who helped establish the Shinsengumi in Kyoto. He is affectionately referred to as Toshi by Kondo. It seemed like Yamazaki contemplated the situation to himself, stroking his chin intently. Yes.
Understood. Then I'll be going with you.
Are you sure that's alright?
I was ordered to guard Okita and you. Commander was very clear.
The third highest ranking member of the Shinsengumi beneath the chief and the colonel. But then who's going to watch after Okita?
You can't be too careful. Take Yamazaki with you, if he's willing. I'll stay here with Okita until you come back.
Okay. Please, take care of Okita. We'll be as thorough as possible and we'll return here as soon as we get something.
Alright, it's settled. For now, let's rest. We'll leave first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay, understood. Alright, so Souji's still not doing too well after all that silver. Yamazaki and I left the following morning and we had come to my home in the outskirts of Edo.
So, this is your house?
Yes. I hadn't seen it in years, but I didn't have the time for nostalgia. Nerves made me tense and jumpy. Will we even find anything? I mean, it's a good idea as any. The first thing we came in contact with was the stale, dust-filled air wafting to us, and I couldn't help but cough. The floor was covered in a layer of dust so thick it almost reminded me of a fresh blanket of snow. Charming.
Doesn't look like this place has had visitors lately.
Which meant my father hadn't returned. I felt both disappointment and relief well up within me. If he wasn't here, then where could he be?
Yukimura, do you have an idea about where his Fury research notes could be?
Oh, yes! I think they're around here somewhere.
Alright, then let's split up and start searching.
Teamwork makes the dream work, man. We spent the better part of several hours looking through every nook and cranny of the dust-covered house for a potential clue for the Furies. Eventually, it seemed as though Yamazaki came across something and he exclaimed in horror.
What? The source of a Fury's power comes from...
Hearing him read the notes aloud made me shiver as the hair along my arms stood up. Yamazaki, what did you find?
The water of life revitalizes the body. It gives you the power equal to that of a beast and immense healing power.
A substance imported from the West that turns those who drink it into furies. Until refined by Koto Yukimura, it was too toxic to use.
However, the price to pay is life itself. So the more one uses his fury powers, the more his life will slowly chip away, which means...
I couldn't believe what I was reading in the note Yamazaki found, and then it seemed to slip from out of my hands to float towards the ground. Sorry, I'm upset. Using one's fury powers directly affected their lifespan. So then for Okita's life it meant... My feet felt numb upon the ground, and as the feeling began to slip away, I almost fainted. Susan was like, "No, don't you faint on me, girl. Not like this. I'll slap you."
Stay strong, Yukimura. There is no time to wallow ourselves in despair.
Yamazaki snapped me out of it, affecting his voice into a bark that Hichikata would have been proud of. That's my bean. You're right. I'm sorry.
There are more notes in this pile over here. Let's split up and start combing through them.
Okay, so they don't live forever, then. I was curious about that. If they had like a longer lifespan than humans, but no. All of these documents... Oh, sorry, that's Yamazaki.
All of these documents are about the Furies.
Right. Scanning through page after page of my father's Fury research told us far more than we could have anticipated. Those who drank the water of life to become Furies were also imbued with beast-like qualities. Qualities that, unsurprisingly, cause an unprecedented toll on the human body beyond what a normal human could likely withstand. The amount of stress imposed by the serum forces the body to succumb to the terrible bloodlust. A term used in reference to the ravenous thirst for blood that one develops after becoming a Fury. If not fulfilled, the body undergoes an agonizing fit of pain.
When bloodlust erupts, eventually the poisonous water of life will begin to erode your body from the inside.
Ah.
Retaining your sanity is impossible without feasting on blood. Even then, you aren't safe from madness.
All of the information we had gathered presented an even harsher reality than we hoped for. I wish you guys had come here and looked for this research years ago when you were like, "Where's Koto? We need to find Koto because he's the guy behind, he's the brains." I'm like, he had just had all these notes sitting here for 7 years or however long. Fine, we got it now. But there was one silver lining. I think I found a set of instructions to concoct a medicine that will suppress the bloodlust. A bitter compound developed by Ryojin Matsumoto that was used to stifle symptoms of the Fury affliction. If this works and we can suppress the bloodlust, I think it'll be enough to help Okita.
Well, is it even possible for us to make?
Reading through the list now, there are some ingredients we will have to prepare, but... Can you help me with this, Yamazaki?
Alright, just let me know how I can assist you.
Aw, you guys doing medical things together, it's so cute. Together, Yamazaki and I followed my father's recipe exactly how it was written on the note. Somehow, we managed to make the medicine. Unfortunately, we hadn't learned anything about how we might heal Okita's wounds. Alright, well, with the sound of that bird cawing, I think we'll call it for episode 1 there. But wow, we got like info dumped a lot of stuff already, and already got teased mercilessly by Souji, and had the delightful surprise that Yamazaki's still alive in this route. So you know what? We're off to a great start. I'm looking forward to seeing how this route continues. Until next time, guys, see you later.